get up on the dance floor and go crazy. And go crazy. And go crazy. And go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy. All the way from the old to LA. Go crazy like a dum-dum. Eastside homeboy where I come from. Dance on the floor till you go numb. No fighting, no hating, no red rum. This is OOO City. All the way to the bay, hear the bass feel me. Catch a case cause it's beating up yo Chevy. Get you moving side to side, getting out sweaty. Make it work it out. Turn the volume up loud. This a draw crowd, make it all shout. Go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Hit play on the track and I'm ready. Like a quarterback, Tom Brady. Get you all in the frenzy. Go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy. All the way from the O to LA.
They love us. We heard the buzz and turned the club up. They tear the rugs up soon as we turn the subs up. Everybody hands high like a drug bust. Yeah, I'm from the West, homie. Don't you see the dubs up? Baptize him on the spot, fill the tubs up. I fraternize with the flocks, tell them fill the cups up. The show though, original, the type is proto. I go, crazy, yeah, loco, and solo. The coach and note, I represent the Ocho. Immerse them together, we put the devil in the chokehold. Either I leave him on the mat flat out, I squeeze the telly black out, or when they see him tap out, they go crazy.
Go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go crazy. Go crazy. All the way from the O to LA.
What's up? What is going on, Scoop Nation? It is time for another episode of the show. We are locked and loaded with an agenda full of hot topics, like full, y'all. I've done agenda homework on this fine Tuesday evening. I understood the agenda assignment, okay? We are ready to roll this evening. Listen, the holiday did me good, okay? I came back refreshed and ready to go. Although this Tuesday feels way too much like a Monday. Like, I haven't been rocked on the holiday comeback in a very long while, and today did that for me. But yes, we are ready for another show, and we are so glad that you have decided to slide on in and chill out with us. You know, you might not be ready to get the week started, so this is right. This is going to be exactly what you need because we've got a wide assortment of conversation for this evening in store for you guys. This is a very, very interactive show, if you can't tell already. So if you are new here, I want you to get real acquainted with your comment section. And you can do that by first letting us know where you are tuning in from. Drop your city and your state where you're repping so we know where to shout you out. And, you know, we like to know just how far and wide this here conversation likes to go on a week-to-week basis. So we enjoy you breaking the ice and letting us know where you are tuning in from. While you are getting acquainted with your functionality down there in the live stream, please go ahead and also hit that share button. Let your timeline, your news feed, whatever you like to call it, know where you will be hanging out for the next few minutes, okay? Let them know, hey, I got some time to chill with the crew. Me and my friends are gonna be over here, and then tag them in, okay? Tag them in. Let them join them. We like everybody around here, okay? If they got some good conversation, if they your people, we want them to become our people, okay? So make sure you go ahead and tag them in so they can also join the Scoop Nation fam. What's going on, sis? Hey, Medina repping at OKC area. See, just like that. Boom. And when you do that, you get to have your beautiful, oh so gorgeous face be posted, or your profile pic, however you like to, if it's not you, we're okay with that. But you get to be posted along the bottom of the screen there along with your comments. As we chat tonight, that means we chat tonight, okay? So be sure, yes, all of us, everybody, okay? Everybody. Make sure you get comfortable with that comment section. Aside from that, we want you to stay locked in with the Scoop, okay? When the show ends, it's not really over. We just go to bed, okay? There's always a replay, and we stay posting all the time. So we invite you to follow us, subscribe to us, get notified when we post, all of that good stuff. And you can do that by following us on all of the social media sites, such as YouTube, by following at The Scoop Show on Facebook, at Real Scoop Show, and on Instagram at The Scoop Radio Show. Yes, sirs and ma'ams. So be sure and get locked in with us. The bells, the whistles, the follows, the subscribes. Get it so you never miss it, because we do reply when we replay. Okay? So yes, we in here. We out here. Oh my goodness, bro, how are you?
I'm good. Ready for these hot topics. So I'm interested in what everybody has to say. I'm good. Yeah, I'm ready. How are you today?
I'm good. That's good. It's been I had a restful weekend, but you couldn't tell by the day. I'll just say that. Today was a very catch up. Had to talk to everybody, get everybody, together kind of day. But it was. I'm happy to be here for sure.
I understand. Yeah, it was like that too. I was in Memphis this weekend in a wedding. So
yeah, he was. Y'all. No, we're not gonna just skim on over this. Did y'all see my boy out here looking cleaner than a white fish, as they say, in that clean blue suit? Now, all the bros did the damn thing in them blue suits. Okay, so shout out to the crew, because y'all look like all the shades of melanin deliciousness this weekend in Memphis. Okay. Yeah. However, I'm gonna give a specific shout out to you, sir, and that blue suit and that hat and the beard situation. You did that from me to you. Yes, sir. And I'm glad you updated that profile pic. That's the one right there. Y'all know I give my props. Y'all, I scrolled. I said,
okay. Yeah, that suit was right. It was right.
Yes, it was very nice. You all look very nice, and it was good to see y'all out stepping and having a good time. That fellowship, it was a beautiful sight.
It was good. It was needed, but I'm tired. So
yeah, we can't do it like we used to.
Well, I was like, I need a nap tonight. I don't know. Y'all go out. I'm staying in the bed tonight.
Yes.
So it was good. It was good. Very good. So, all right, you ready to jump in here?
Let's go. We have a very full agenda. Let's not waste any time.
All right. So, of course, you all know this segment, at least of Hot Topic, is brought to you by Bob Shamrock. Bob Shamrock stands for Black Owned Business. It is the Black-owned gas station at 2901 Northwest 10th Street in Oklahoma City. Again, at 2901 Northwest 10th Street, in Oklahoma City, owned by our very own Kels. So y'all go by there. Put their motto is to pull up and fill up. You can fill up your gas tank as well as your stomach with that wonderful, wonderful, wonderful barbecue food that they have. That they have at Bob Shamrock, as well as fill up your gas tank. So we support Black-owned businesses. So y'all go over to Bob's Shamrock next time you hungry, and the next time your car needs some gas. 2901 Northwest 10th Street, Oklahoma City. All right. So let's jump into these hot topics. Let's go. First up, our sis. So this week with the release of Kanye West's last week, album Donda, which finally came out. We'll talk about more later. Chrisette Michelle, you all remember her, the couple of Forever singer, who was canceled when she decided to perform at the inauguration ball for then President Donald Trump. She said, let's talk about being uncanceled. She wanted to know, she posted on her social media questions about the difference between the way she's been treated versus the way Kanye has been treated when he was supposed to be canceled, how the way Travis Green was treated when he was supposed to be canceled because he performed with her at the inauguration. And then it was somebody else.
Did you mention Lil Wayne?
Okay, and Lil Wayne. Mm-hmm. And how their careers have recovered, but hers isn't. And so, was it because she's a woman? Was it because, what is it? Do we want her to put out new music, et cetera, et cetera? So she put out, she wants to be uncanceled. And so she put out a post about it. So we'll start there. Q, what are your thoughts about uncanceling Chrisette?
I think she should have been officially uncanceled. Absolutely. I think, it's been long overdue. We've discussed this off and on a few different times during this cancellation period. And I think this is pretty ridiculous at this point. If the reason why she's still not successful, is because we aren't fooling with her solely because of Trump and her performing at that inauguration ceremony. The flip of this, the reason why I won't completely go in with the yes, it's because she's a woman and the gender bias thing, because I do feel that plays a majority role in this. The flip of this is the fact that her music for fans had not been as consistent as we would have expected for how hard she came out initially, the noise that was made, all of the things that were in alignment, what appeared to be in alignment for her. And then it just wasn't quite hitting even before Trump and all the inauguration mess. So that in a way was like the icing for a lot of people for her, because they felt like, okay, so we're not really fooling with you. So now you're going to try and jump over there and do that thing. So that is one of the things that kind of made it easier for folks to be like, okay, whatever. However, we have seen folks, aside from Trump, and if we're going to put it strictly on the music, because a lot of people always say, well, she just doesn't make good music. We have seen people put out project after project after project, and we're wondering, how is this still happening? How are these people still touring? Why do these people continue to show up? So it's not like just creating bad music is what cancels you. So, or not having consistency in your career cancels you. That I don't think that is really a thoughtful response to something as obvious as what we've seen happen with her. Sis is talented. You know what I mean? A couple writing change ups, a couple producer switch ups. This could be different for her. You know what I mean? And if the people show up. So like we've seen it happen. So I'm really not behind the whole her music is trash. Like we're hearing some trash music right now. Like it's some trash music in rotation as we speak.
I think the majority of it is the music. Like at this phase of it, I think it's the music. I commented on her post, and I said on the post that there's definitely a difference in the way that she has been treated in relation to Kanye, Lil Wayne, and
Travis Green. Travis Green. Yeah, I didn't even remember him that much to even add him to this mix. But yeah,
right. And I said on the post, I said I think you have to look at it. I said Travis Green, first of all, let's start with Travis Green. He's Christian music, and I said let's just be clear. I was like, a lot of Christians, even though they wouldn't have voted, Black Christians wouldn't have voted for Trump, but they actually agree with his opinions on religion, freedom of religion, so to speak. I said, so Travis Green's not going to feel the effect. That plus Travis Green, let's be honest, Travis Green also appeals to evangelical Christians who are Trump supporters. So I was like, we can't really look at Travis Green. I said, now if we look at Kanye, I said, Kanye is just too loud to let anybody not pay attention to him. So, I mean, we've seen the ignorance, like,
and he doesn't care about being canceled. He's past the point of cancel, past the point of cancellation. We've seen this happen many times.
I'm like, he's at a point where he's going to be loud and louder and loudest to the point where the masses in general are going to pay attention to him because he's just that loud. Whereas she's not. So I'm like, I don't, yes, it's a difference, but I'm like, you have to also factor in these pieces too. I said, and then the other piece of it, I said, in terms of Wayne, I'm like, same thing. Like, these are people who, like, Wayne is in a segment of the population that doesn't really mess with you like that. If you a Lil Wayne fan, like, her base is not the same as Lil Wayne's. So they're maybe, they're emotional people. So there's a difference. I'm not going to say it's not a difference. I'm not going to downplay and say that her being a woman doesn't have anything to do with it. I would not say that. But I think there are other factors. And I put on the post, I said, I guarantee you, if you put out a song, a couple of bangers, a la a couple of Forevers, something, like Jazmine Sullivan's last project, something that's just like, I was like, because nobody's going to deny you can sing.
Yeah.
You can sing. Nobody's going to deny you're not a gift. You're a gifted young lady, gifted, sister. So that's not, we're not going to even go there. So
just get refocused, get back in the booth and make it happen.
Well, and that's where her response to this was about the red tape, which I thought was interesting, was her saying that, that industry wide, there are places that won't play her music. And I even read that and I thought, I definitely can get that, but there are enough, like, you almost have to start over.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Like, being uncancelled is not just going to magically get you back. It doesn't happen that way. Even when someone is redeemed and given grace and forgiven and all that, they are not immediately catapulted back to where they were before. So,
right, because even that being funny, even Kanye, like, we're listening to it, but it's like, is this still? We still waiting for the old, the old Kanye. So I mean, it's different. It's definitely different. But I hear her point, and I agree with her. And I've said all along, we need to uncancel her.
Let's leave that go, y'all.
I said on the thing. I was like, look, when you said what you said on the Breakfast Club, it should have been it. That was it. Like, we got it. Okay.
Yep.
You cool. Come on. Your probation period is in. Let's go.
Right. The energy that's put towards keeping this woman is just silly to me.
It's too much. All right. Keep going.
Yeah.
Anything else on that one?
Now let's go.
All right.
We're in agreement.
Woo. Oh yeah, let's get to this one. So I think we're gonna agree on this one too, probably.
Yeah, probably. This one is always funny to me, especially with our most recent conversations surrounding, can you be friends with the opposite sex thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So friendship dates. We normalizing friendship dates.
Not that look like that, we not. The hell? No. Like, did you see them? Like, I wish we could scroll through these photos, but like, sis has, it's a really cute outfit for girls' night out or a date night out with your man. This is not a date night out with somebody else's man. If these two people are single, fine. But no, I think these pictures were actually swiped. I hope these pictures were swiped to make a conversation happen. Because if these are honestly two booed up people that are calling themselves friends, and this is a friendship date, and they look like that, No, I'm not approving that. I'm perfectly fine with my man, and I said approve. Like I said, y'all gonna come back and approve? Yes, that is what I said. I'm not here for that. We are going to have a damn discussion. If she rolls up looking like this and you roll out looking like that, no sir, no ma'ams. But like if y'all are just friends, y'all are cool, y'all go catch a beer, y'all have a drink, that's fine. You look like regular people, jeans, t-shirts, hoodies, comfortable casual clothes that regular people wear to regular damn outings with folks that you're not trying to get into bed with or look like you're trying to get into bed with. Like, no. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for this. This is what I'm not here for. Looking like this.
So no slits up to you, showing your thigh meat, your back, her back out, his chest is out, none of that.
No, he got his taco meat all out. She got her thigh meat all out. I'm a pass. I'm a hard pass.
None of that.
Taco meat is for me. That's for me.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you that. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. There has to be a long history of friendship. I hope my mom now. Friendship with no effing happening for me to be like, oh yeah, go knock yourself out. Like, yeah, have fun. With just the two of y'all? Just
I don't want, even if I'm cool with it, I don't want y'all out and other people see y'all like this, and then people telling me I saw your man with girl, and are you sure? And I don't want to answer. I don't want to have to run down what that looks like to other people if y'all out and in the city taking pictures and Buddha. No.
I want to say I'm cool, but I'm not that cool. Like I'm not that.
I won't say I'm not.
I don't even think it's like at first I'm like, well, is this an insecure? No, it's not insecure. It's just no. It's a no. It's no. I just need you to no.
If that's insecure, I'll be that. On this subject, I'll be that.
Yeah, just the two of you. Now, if it's a group, if it's a group of y'all going out, oh, okay, yeah, knock yourself. But you and homeboy,
no.
Because all it takes is one too many drinks.
That's so true.
And all of that stuff that you've been wanting to say go come out, and then I gotta kill them. And I'm in jail.
It is what it is. You got to die. Somebody got to go.
I mean, listen, I've been thinking like, I think I would be. No.
I know my triggers. This is the trigger language for me. That is a trigger language for me. Everything about that situation triggers the hell out of me. So no,
there are just some things that just are not wise, and this is one of them.
Yes, Shanae, now I gotta cut you. It's gonna be chitty chitty bang bang. Like what's going down?
Pretty much. I just can't do it. I'm not there. I'm not that liberated. I'm not
working on it. Like I'm not even working on it. I'm not attempting to become. I ain't about to lie to y'all. Y'all know I got a little bit of crazy in me. This thing puts me over on that crazy side. So.
I want to go. I'm gonna go hang out with my.
This is not an area I'm trying to grow in. No, I'm right. I'm good where I'm at this level.
And then if he come with his taco meat out.
Where you going, right? That looking like a slut. You don't get your ass back in there.
What kind of thought outfit are you wearing?
Yes. Now you got me showing out in front of my children and the babies in the living room and stuff.
Go change your clothes. Son.
Rolling with the homies. Where?
I just can't do it. I'm not there. I can't do it. No. Can't do it. I'm not there. I don't.
You're gonna be able to do it. We need the next topic. This one got me. I'm over here. I'm so thankful this one. Nope.
You moving back and forth to the chair. Can't do it. Yeah. I'm with you. Can't do it. Can't do it. Whew. All right. Yeah, let's move on. If I start getting text messages.
Right.
All right, let me see. Hold on, where's it at? We got so many topics in here. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. All right. Guys, if you're looking for something serious, do you prefer a woman that waits a while, several weeks, months before sex, or one that jumps straight to it a few hours or days? And the response is they don't want to wait, but don't want to date women with a high count. Make it make sense, somebody. All right. I guess I'm the guy, so I should go first, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, let me start at the bottom. We don't want to wait, but don't want to date women with high counts. It's true. That is absolutely true. I mean, I can't even argue with that one. It's absolutely true. But those two don't have to be mutually exclusive. You know, like it's not don't have to go together. Just because a person doesn't wait doesn't mean that they have to have a high body count. But I'm an advocate. Obviously, I'm an advocate for waiting until a person is thoroughly comfortable. And at this age, even though I've been getting in a lot of trouble for it, I have. That's all right. I think you should wait. I think people should wait. Like we talked about last week. I think a person should wait before you start giving up your body to somebody. You should wait till you know if this is somebody you should be giving your body to. However, yeah, we don't want to wait. And we don't want a woman I count. The other thing is, who asked? I read that, I was like, how would you know she has a high body count? That was my question, because I'm not asking. I don't want to know your body count. I'm not diving into your body count. I'm not trying to speculate your body count. Your body count is the furthest thing from my mind. I just need to know, are you sleeping with somebody else right now?
Right.
That's it.
I think this comment was made off of a collective understanding based on commentary and conversations that we have overall. Like when men speak about women who have sex with lots of men, it's never positive. So from a woman's perspective, we're often left wondering, well, how? And the women who are not experienced at sex are often the women who get left or constantly asked to change to become like women who are very experienced with sex. So from a woman's perspective, this is all kinds of confusing. Especially when it's very confusing, because when you break it down, it can happen. Like in Michelangelo, I think that's who said it. He broke it down in how logically it would make sense. However, women view this in how it happens in reality. There's not even always an understanding of how you don't need to know my actual body count. But if I've shared enough context clues about how many people how many different relationships I may or may not have had, if I've told you I've dated 10 people from the time I was 18 to 28, you've assumed I've slept with 6 of those 10 people. Like the average man is going to assume that you have had sex with 6 of those 10 people. It does not matter if you have or you have not.
I'm going to assume you have sex with all 10 of them, to be honest with you.
Or even, there you go. Yeah. So the logical response is, yeah, that just means she dates. I don't think that you have sex with that. You know, if you have long-term relationships and all those things, yeah, all of that thing sounds good, but that's not how it works out.
I guess my thing is, so, you know, again, I think it's subjective, obviously, but what is a high, I'm 41. At 41, what is a high body count? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have all these things that make it seem weird to me, because if you've been dating, the average person been dating since they're 16. If you've been dating since you're 16 and you're 40, like, what is...
This depends on your relationship with sex and how comfortable you should feel people should be having sex as adults. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And we have there is this idea that for men, sometimes that there is this... that, you know,
wait. The dude that was the backup, she did it with him in a dream. So yep, there's the 11. You're right. You're right.
So it's like, I guess I don't know what a high body count is, and yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I'm not asking. So that to me is just a non-starter. I'm not. I don't want to know, because I don't want to tell mine. In part, I don't want to tell mine, and in the other part, I just don't want to know. My mind is.
I want to know if you're clean,
My mind
if
is.
you have children, if you're still sexing whoever you were with before. Like, is there other people that you are sexing while trying to sex on me? Those are the things that I feel should truly matter. Are there still connections to them folks? That's the extent of my concern. Because we all grown. We all grown. Like, let's not play these games.
And to the original question. So if I'm looking for something serious, I prefer a woman that waits or that jumps straight to it. If I'm gonna be honest, if I'm looking for something serious,
all words matter. Yep, read it again. Yeah,
I would probably say, if we're talking wait a while, meaning several weeks or months, I would probably prefer several weeks. No, several
versus months. I was gonna say several is 3, y'all. Let's not get all around. Several is at least minimum 3 is several.
So yeah, I think I would rather her wait. But to me, neither of them in my real life, neither of them to me are an indicator of whether or not I'm serious. It's how I feel about her, if I like her, if we're. But I like conversation. So if I feel like we're vibing on certain things, if all that stuff is good, then yeah, to me the weight part of it is not. That's a minute part of whether or not I'm serious or not. But again, that's me. And I'm sure I would probably bet most men probably don't really care either. I think we would probably prefer somebody like maybe not do it in the first few hours, but
I think this depends more so on a man's primary sex drive. Like, how important is sex to him? If he knows that he can be all in for a female, but if it does not, or for a woman, but if it does not hit it in the bedroom, he knows he's going to want to do it often. He's going to want to do a certain type of. There are men who know what they want. Very much so as far as sex is concerned, and do not have a whole lot of wiggle room with it. So they are like, she could be great, but if that box is not checked, it's not going to work. So while they're not going to want, like you said, hours isn't going to be ideal, they're going to be like 3 weeks to a month. We need to figure this out, like, and move on. Because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Yeah, where there's like, nah, I'm not gonna wait for that.
I just don't. I just think that, like we talked about again, I just think there's more to it. There's some other things that would let me know if we can.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not like,
yeah, I completely agree. There are always alternatives. That's why I said I think this very much depends on the man's priorities as far as his personality is concerned, and that's not even at all saying a man that has a high sex drive or prioritizes sex highly on this list of, is this a forever type of person? There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, don't be surprised when a person that is a very high factor for them. You can't feel some type of way about that. That person just might not be the person for you, if that's a problem.
It's a high factor for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Amen. Because if that don't work, we in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Or especially if you're not willing to learn.
Yeah.
We got a problem.
Agreed.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Y'all put y'all comments in there too. I know that's why I laughed a minute ago. Y'all keep putting y'all comments in
there. This picture cracks me up. The fact that they drew this damn beard or mustache on this little bitty person just.
Yeah. So when so-called grown men ask, "What do you bring to the table?" This is how I see them wanting to be treated in my mind. I posted this, but it's funny. It's funny. I need to, ladies, is this what y'all, because I asked, like, ladies, is this what y'all really think when a man says? Is this what you think when a man asks what you bring to the table? I'm gonna take that as a yes.
No, it's not. This image is just so silly to me. No, it's not. It's not what I think. I think it's a silly question. Like, I don't like the question. I think it is a. I just don't like the question. I think it's silly. I think there are 1,000 other ways that you can find out if a person is compatible to your life than to ask them what do they bring to the table. I think it's basic, boring. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. I just think if you're trying to get to know me, don't do it this way. I don't like it. It also doesn't make me feel as though, and this is the type of woman that I am. Like, I'm not interested in your bullet list like that. Your bulleted list of all of your attributes and wonderful things. I'm not as interested in your resume as I am in you. So I don't really feel all that great about running down my bulleted list. Like, I'm not really here for that. It's just, that's not hot to me. But I really don't like it coming. I just don't like this conversation coming from men. I just don't. It's not attractive to me. You can find out if I'm a bum without asking me what I bring to the table. You can figure that out. Ask me questions. Have a conversation with me. You'll figure that out. It's not hard. Pretty quickly. And vice versa. Like, I think it's silly when women bring them. Well, what do you bring to the table? Like, who asked this question? Like,
I think this is a trash question. I get the essence of it, and I agree with the essence of the question. I agree that we should, like you said, want to know what, I think on the one hand, we want to see if we're compatible, but I also think the question is beneficial to, or not the question, but finding this information out is beneficial to help us see how the other person sees themselves. Because I think sometimes our work is to help the other person realize where some of their skill sets and some of their are beneficial or could be beneficial, but maybe have not even been realized, or they haven't, tapped into that part of their life because they've probably been in maybe they've been in relationships or situations where that was not valuable. So for me, some of it is wanting to know, like, how do you see yourself? What do you see your added value, whatever? What do you see yourself as being strong at or gifted at, or even vice versa? I want to know, where do you see your weaknesses, stuff like that. So, yeah, so I don't like the question, what do you bring to the table? Because it goes back to this idea of our value is only based in how much money we make for men. And for women, our value, women's values are only based upon how she physically, on the exterior looks. So I don't care for it. But
you'll find out what I bring to the table by actually engaging with me. It's the best way to figure it out. I can tell you any old thing.
Right.
Just folks sell dreams all the time. Like, I don't know. I just don't know what's really gained from this question. You don't really learn anything about a person's character by them answering this question. You learn by people engaging, spending time. We just don't want to put time in anymore. Time is valuable. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of it. Life is short, yada, yada, yada. But that's for like frivolous things. When it comes time to choosing and engaging with people, I think we should be a little more diligent about the people we decide to spend our time with. But when we do, like, make it count. Spend the time. Like, you can't rush that kind of stuff. But that's the thing that I hear the most from people who are single and dating and frustrated. I just don't have no time. I'm just tired. I'm just, I date 3 different people and 3 different much. You know how much money that costs? Like, I just think to myself,
why you do that?
Yeah, like, why are you right? Like, why are we so? It sounds so whiny to me. It really, really does. When you want something as wonderful and rewarding as your person, if that is really what your goal is. Now, if you are just fooling around and you out here playing and just trying to do what you do, okay, fine. Do what you do, but then don't complain about it. If that is what your intention is for nothing serious, everything frivolous, no connections, no strings attached, then shut your face when you get the other side of that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're being intentional about spending time with people, finding someone that's really your person, a compatible person that could complement your life, you can't assume that you're just going to spin around and point and this person is going to magically be that person every time. Like, get over yourself. Like, it's not that easy. It does not, just doesn't happen that way. So, like, to me, that sounds silly. All of that whiny, that sounds silly to me. Like,
so I agree with you, but I put the previous question in the same place as I would put this one. So I think the same thing about sex too. So I agree with you that this is a part, but I think that's why I say this whole idea of waiting for sex, or this idea of what he brings it to me, all of that says you don't want to do the work of trying to find out if this really is somebody who you want to have a deeper connection with, because intimacy is more than sex, and intimacy is what, even though intimacy is a part of sex, a valuable part of it, but it's not the whole thing. So if we can create intimacy by getting to know the other person, what they bring to the table, who they are, what they do, what their future things are, what they don't do well, their upbringing, all that kind of stuff, then it can let us know, is this a relationship that is worth, that is really, I need to continue to invest my time in.
Right.
I need to continue to cultivate this person and this relationship and myself with this person, so that way we can grow and build something together. So that's why I said, with both questions, with the sex question and with this question, it's valuable for us to slow down and say, again, who are you on a deeper level than just how much you make, what size you wear, how many partners you have.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think for those who are married or have been married, you need more. Like, you need that. You need sex. Like, but we don't. That's just more to it. That's needed. That we need to know, that will help us develop into something that's sustainable. That's able to, not even so much sustainable. Let me plug this. That's able to stand life's tests. Because that's what you want to find, somebody. Can we withstand the test of life? Is this the person who I want to go through the loss of my parents, raising children together, job loss? Is this the person who I know is going to be there with me, or I can see myself being there when they hit hard times? Like, those are the things that to me are more valuable. Because again, we can figure out how to do. There's plenty of toys and lubes and whatever else you
things every day, like
roses and thimbles and tops,
more things to try than we have days left to try them in.
Chairs and swings and everything else you can imagine to try to make the sex good. I promise you that. So, and to be more concerned about, more than just how much money you make and what size you wear.
Yep. All things are variable. They vary.
Yeah. All right, next one. What's this last one? You and your notes. I can't even follow the thing. I got go through all these notes.
The bold is what you're going for.
I know, but I'm like, where is it at? I don't know.
We're talking enough. We don't need comments tonight, but we'll need them one of these days, and you'll be thankful.
I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful. Okay, there it is. I'm like, I know I'm missing one. I just couldn't figure it out. Okay, I got you. Hold on. This one actually goes right along with it, and I didn't even plan that. I promise I didn't. All right. This is a lengthy one. So it says, it's unrealistic to expect a person to transform a lifetime habit after only knowing you for a few months or years. It's even more unrealistic to expect someone who never witnessed honor, integrity, wisdom, loyalty, or truth to offer it to you. Certainly not every case is the same, and there are exceptions to every rule. By and large, though, most people are products of their environment. When people who've only experienced broken trust and heartbreak encounter the foreign object of love and loyalty, they may not respond the way you think they should. Your love may scare them before it ever heals them. Your heart may break before it ever receives the trust you're in search of. It does not make them bad people or you a failure. It simply means that all they can portray in your life is what they've seen. Without their conscious or uncoerced decision to become better than what they've observed or experienced, then their actions are bound to reflect the pain that lives in their heart. So from that, I asked the question. I said, I like this. And I think that it's true in proper context. Some of what we call loving someone is not love, but loving from our perspective and preferences. I said, my question is this. In a relationship, how do you determine if the person has the capacity to change or the desire to adjust if necessary?
Very good question. And I think it's one that we don't ask ourselves often enough and in the right timing. I think the way that I determine the capacity to change is by actions, and generally not, and most often it is not that immediate reaction, but like very quick thereafter, because I need you to recognize that, okay, I'll give you your, I'll put it like this, because it says the particular piece that you spoke about like identifies the most negative ways, like the complete opposite of the most positive view of love. Okay, so it's the assumption that someone is loving you in all of the perfect ways that ideally everyone is supposed to be loved, and the person is acting in the complete opposite way that that ideal way is supposed to be received. So if that were to happen and it is clear that I am trying to love you and you have rejected that love based on something that has nothing to do with me, but it's still something that deserves to be honored because that is your experience, I need you to own that. I need you to be accountable for the fact that you recognized my effort and that you are willing to say, I apologize for not honoring your effort and I'm going to do better. How can I do better? I need that. I don't need it said just like that, like, because I get it, but I need that type of energy. I can't have you just shrugging off the fact that you continuously hurt me. And that's just supposed to be okay because you don't know better. You're grown now. It's time to learn how to do better. If you're going to love me, I'm going to need you to do better. And I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think that's too much for anyone to ask, because that's a lot to ask someone to be able to heal hurts that they did not inflict. I don't have the answer to a hurt I didn't inflict. I can help. I can try. I can help lead you along that path so that you could possibly figure that out. But I'm not going to sacrifice me with no.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. I actually agree. I actually feel like, well, I'm going to take a step back. I actually feel like that it's not our responsibility to heal people, period. No. So I think
it's not, but we do it. We take it on.
We try. We absolutely. Yeah. I think it's our responsibility when we choose partnership to be, I use the phrase, a conduit of love. So to let the love that's coming to, or the healing that's coming to that person, not be the thing that gets in its way, not be the thing, the obstruction that a person can't see that they're being loved. But I don't think it's our responsibility to heal people. That's just too. That's too much, and that's too much, and it is a surefire way to lose yourself, and not just lose yourself, but in the process to break your own heart and to break your own spirit, because we're designed to love people, but we're not designed to fix people. So that would be that. I think for me, the way I try to answer this question is by, like you said, by seeing how, as we develop in our relationship, our friendship, into romantic relationship and regular platonic friendships, how
you can't be a trash friend to me either.
How well, if when we're having difficult discussions, how well you change. I always say that if a person can't listen to me and I can't be with you.
Yeah.
I can't do it, because to me it doesn't make, like, if we're going to be friends, not associates, not somebody who I know on Facebook, like if you are my legitimate friend, then that means that you have to know that I am invested in your well-being. I am invested in wanting to see you. Like, I'm passionate about seeing you well. So if you understand how valuable friendship is to me and you don't listen to me, I can't stay. I can't stay around you. So if I'm watching and if I'm saying, hey, let's this da da da, and you looking at me like going somewhere, I'm like, I can't be your friend because at that point I feel like I don't even really know what am I here for. Like, and
Right.
part of my responsibility, I think, as a friend is to, it's I'm supposed to have your six. Like
Some cover. Yeah. It's some
yeah, so
cover.
I got your back, and I'm telling you, hey, this is coming. And like you said, I agree. You got to give people time to do it. You got to give like all of that. But once I understand and recognize that you just don't hear me, I got to withdraw myself from that because I know me well enough to know that if I recognize that that's what you're doing to me, my natural inclination is to do the same thing to you. I'm just weird, petty like that. Probably not healthy. It's not, but it's like, well, if you ain't listen to me, I ain't listen to you. Now I'm hurting my own fool self because I don't want to listen to what you're trying to say. So I just can't be in those type of relationships. So I think you start out with like things during the friendship phase.
Yeah.
And I don't mean things like where we going to eat. That's stupid. I mean, we're having serious conversations. If you talk to me, we're gonna talk about money, we're gonna talk about relationships, we're gonna talk about stuff like that. And if I see that you're not willing to make adjustments in those areas after I've had those conversations with you, I just move around.
And I love that you said that, because this is something that we miss, because this is not saying listen to me like every time I tell you I don't like something, you just have to do what I say. This means listening to the counsel or the criticism, sometimes the feedback, whatever you want to call it. No, that's not whatever you want to call it. Those things are not interchangeable. Criticism and feedback are not the same things. But however, if we are dialogue, we are exchanging dialogue, and I have feedback for you, and you flat out, no matter what it is, you disregard it because my opinion has no weight. That is, I think, the kicker that you have to identify. It's not just that we disagree on a thing. It is not as basic as if we disagree on a thing.
Absolutely.
Our value systems don't align. If I consistently share something with you that you consistently tell me is not a value to you, you do not prioritize, this is part of your character, how you show up in the world, those types of things, that I think every person, that's not just this type of person, I think every person should have the freedom to say, okay, we're just not in alignment. You're not the type of folk, I don't care if our friend group is still cool, or because that's how it happens. That whole what am I here for? You're here for things that are not tied to that connection. And we see it happen all the time where you see the group photos and you got that one person sitting off to the side looking like, why am I here? You know what I mean? Like, that's the day one that should have been done a few days ago. You know what I mean? So that was done a long time ago, but we hang around because it's comfortable. It's what everybody, it's what we know, all these things. And it's time to start qualifying the people that if we don't have time, if we really don't have time the way we say we don't have time, it's time to really qualify and understand what it means to really rock with you. That means we also have to check our value system, our core. A lot of us out here just we free balling it. Okay, we don't know what we're doing. We commandoing on our core. Okay, we don't know
what real. That's real.
No matter what what the headline says, we believe this week, that's what we believe. If if the people say this, if the culture says this is what we're doing, then that's what I believe. We are having all this confusion in our circles because we don't know who we are anymore. Figure out who you are, and all that other stuff will just magically, it just magically somehow
appears.
Your people are your people.
Who would have thought? But it's it's interesting because like I said, just coming off of this trip, before we left, we sat down and had breakfast. And at this breakfast, we had one of those conversations where we just kind of like went around and was like, hey, this is you slipping here, you need to do this here, and so I was really like, I was proud of the conversation, but I was also, like I said, I was also charged by the conversation because You know, there are very few. You know, y'all know there are very few people who I let talk crazy to me,
Right.
but they get that. They get that with me, and to hear. And I think what it was because I knew who they were and what they were to me. I was able to hear their heart more than I heard their words.
The words, yep.
And so even though the words didn't feel good, the heart behind what they were saying did, because it was like, man, they care enough about me to check me,
to risk it, yep.
and to say, the thing that that they knew was going to hurt my feelings, but knew also I needed to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me to not listen to that would mean that I'm not a good friend. Like, this is a relationship that I don't need. So to transfer that into a romantic relationship, it's the same thing. Like, if we're having these conversations and I'm not taking what you say to heart, what does this say about the depth of our relationship?
Mm-hmm. Am I the one that's really in your heart? And and those are the things that you really have to, and if you're on the opposing side, if you're the one that's being asked, like, well, am I the one that is it really me? You know what I mean? If I'm telling you these things and it doesn't matter, really think about that. Yep. This person is showing an investment in you, in a us. Mm-hmm. So the moves that you make, they're looking at it from a different lens than you might be. Is if your rebuttal to that is, well, I'm gonna do me, I'm gonna do what I want to do every time. There's never a room for compromise. There's always you just gonna have to deal with it. You need to understand this person might not be the person you might need to be dealing with. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because all of the required and understood effort is being added to you. You are putting this, you're lidding your cup. So if you have no room for what this person is pouring, then you need to just go ahead and back up from that table. That is not your table. But it's when we stay at the table and we allow all of the mess to spill. She done put coffee, Kool-Aid, tea, pop, and soda. She got a little sprinkling crystal water in there. She put a little drink, and it's all over the table now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the question. At that point, it becomes a question of your capacity. Do I have the capacity to show up in this relationship as I'm supposed to, and as this person needs me to? And does this person have the capacity to hold what I need them to hold?
Or am I just an ass? Well, that's wrong. I'm like, that's cute, but no. Sorry, bro.
No more holidays for you. No more Labor Days. No more.
I did really, really good though. I get points for the prior word and the savings. I'm good, but that was true too. That was true too.
58 minutes, and it was like, there it is.
You could just be an ass. That's also true. Two things can be true at the same time.
And then shorts.
Right. In a nutshell. Y'all know how I like to nutshell it. So there it is.
Oh, God.
You was about to start a foolish fire with that capacity now. I ain't going for it. We covered capacity before we got to the overflow of the table. Like, that was a different scenario.
Oh, God. All right. Oh, okay. That was the first half. Woo.
All right. Y'all know I get sleepy the second half.
Yes, Lord. So y'all stay here because it gets funnier. Ads. Let's see what we got.
Thank you, sis. There you go. See, I'd already said one word. I didn't want to get in full blown punishment. But
all right, let's go. All right. So if you have not, if you excuse me, I can't even think now. If you're looking to advertise, oh God, your product or your service, consider advertising with us here on The Scoop. We have packages that
see, Mama back me up. No, pause. Mama back me up. Thank you. See? Thank you, Mama. Appreciate you. Carry on. Thank you. It needed to be said.
I got my mama.
Now I'm well. Carry on. I apologize for
the stamp. You got the stamp from.
Yep, I apologize for nothing. I take it all back. I'm good out here in these streets. I've been stamped. I'm good.
Y'all advertise with us, please.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna hush
Oh,
now.
God.
Carry on. I'm gonna be good.
Oh, good. Whew. All right, tell us about the fashion show.
Okay, yeah. Let me get some of this energy to my girl real quick. She was on a little earlier, but I'm sure she's somewhere working, and that's okay because we got a show to put on, y'all. It is the fall, and it is time for the 4th annual Fall Fashion Show taking place on Sunday, September 26th, 2021 at 6 p.m. at our very own, yes, and I say our because this is our spot, the ICE Event Center. It belongs to the people. Hosted by Back to My Roots Clothing, along with 5 other brands that are loved and hosted and loved on right here in the Oklahoma City area. Check it out. Okay, this is the kickoff for the fall. Okay, if you are anybody who knows anybody, you need to have your cheeks in a seat at the ICE Event Center on September 26th, because we are about to show you not only how to rip your Back to My Roots runways all over these old city streets and abroad if you outside like that. We are bringing in the community of our other entrepreneurs so that you can see how their fashions get down. Okay, we're bringing it all together. We mixing and mingling and having a wonderful, wonderful show. So please go to btmrclothing.com and get your tickets. And it's on the events tab, so you can get logged in and get your tickets, and you will be locked and ready to go. There are also VIP is out. Sorry, if you are a VIP ticket holder, you will also have an amazing goodie bag full of all kinds of good stuff, including Elegance by Design products. So we will see you there, September 26th, 2021. Back to My Roots Fall Fashion Show. Okay, I'm good now. I'm calm now.
Last but definitely not least. Whew.
In your romantic relationship, it is important for you both to know what love, honor, and respect mean to one another and what it looks like. Many men and women in relationships have differing understandings of love, honor, and respect, which cause them to mislabel their partners as unloving, uncaring, nagging, dishonorable, and or disrespectful, when in fact your partner is attempting to love, honor, and respect you just from their story. Gottman says, for a conflict discussion to succeed, you must state your feelings as neutrally as possible and then convert any complaint about your partner into a positive need. Your goal is to give your partner a blueprint for succeeding with you. Think of your negative emotions as a clue to a hidden wish. Then express that desire directly. Learning each other's stories help us to build better understanding and responses. And if we pay attention and ask the right questions, we as partners can become helpers in our partner's healings by giving grace, mercy, and truth in a way that heals and doesn't further wound one another. To learn more and order your copy of Surviving Relationship Storms by Winfred Burns II, visit bit.ly/Blue Storms today.
All right, let's jump into these second half hot topics. Let's see. All right. So this one, I'm not gonna lie to you. This one threw me. You're not muted.
Okay.
You weren't.
I kept pushing my button and I'm like, go ahead.
This one threw me. Yeah. So the question, and maybe you can provide some context because I don't know if there is context. So I just keep seeing this post. We saw this post that said, "Would you rather have dinner with Jay-Z or get $500,000? Dinner with Jay-Z or $500,000?" And the Side Hustle King says, "I'll explain since most can't comprehend. Dinner with Jay-Z is the better option, over $500,000 because of the knowledge and expertise he has. He'll give you the blueprint on being wealthy and successful. His knowledge will be worth more long-term than the short-term $500,000. So, would you rather have the $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z?
Show me the money so that I can make moves that put me in the room with Jay-Z, and I don't have to bargain my whole success on a dinner. I don't see the value in that. Unless the dinner was set up with the expectation of us sharing that very thing. But if you're planning to sit down and blindside a person and hope that they're going to be able to unload that much game into you during a dinner and it be an experience that you actually enjoyed, no. But yeah, I'm coin centered. That we can have dinner in a minute.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something.
I'm not interested in that.
Give me the money.
Yeah.
To me,
and I don't know where this came from. I heard you guys said at the beginning. I don't know where this came from.
I don't understand why this is even a comparison, because even if he gives you the quote unquote blueprint, you're gonna need money to carry out this blueprint. Right. Unless you already come into dinner with money, you're going to you don't just have a conversation over and all of a sudden you're a millionaire. No, you have to start with with some money and then build it and flip 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 it until it gets to that point. And $500,000 is a good head start. So I'm not understanding. And guess what? I bet you if I had $500,000 and I said, hey, Jay-Z, let's go to dinner for $50,000. I'm pretty sure $50,000, you want $50,000 for dinner? Oh, okay. There's a strong possibility he might do that. Mm-hmm. If he can't, I just need somebody close enough to him that I can get the blue. So, I mean, it's like, to me, give me the money. Yeah. Because I'm still gonna have to.
And you also have to think about, is Jay doing what you want to do, or are you just looking for someone to give you information? I think that's also what gets how these coaches keep getting all this money over on people, and people feel so frustrated after they hire these business coaches and life coaches and all these coaches that have all these tips and tricks and tools and worksheets and workbooks and spreadsheets and all these things. If you don't do the workbooks and spreadsheets and tips and tricks, and if you don't apply them to anything, you're not going to get anywhere. So that's a false sense of execution that's happening just because you have that conversation. That's
I keep you give me the blueprint, but I still have to execute it. And in order to I can tell you now, there is no coach that you're going to hire, including me, that is going to give you all of that stuff, and there's no time or work or things that you have to execute. Even when you're doing when I'm doing marriage counseling, my job is to give you the tool and show you how to use it. But when you leave here, you actually have to go and execute and use the tool. So give me the money. I could hire some people to do a lot of stuff I can't do.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, give me the money. I was surprised that this was even a conversation, because I'm like, most of us got student loans out the wazoo. What are you talking about? Like, take the damn blast of money, pay your student loans off. That'll solve most of your problems right there. For most of them.
Sound cute. It sound cute until it don't. Like, until you really think about it and you're like, yeah.
Listen, and can I tell you what I really thought? Most of us aren't going to invest any money into anything. Like, you will not buy Jordans so you can do some stuff. You mean to tell me you gonna pass up $500,000 for an hour dinner
to eat? Nope, I don't believe it.
No. So it's nice and all. I'm just gonna wait till Jay. I'm gonna go read Warren Buffett books or something like that. I'm good.
Yeah. the celebrity shtick has gotten one. There's a post. Maybe this was generated because I think Rick Ross has some type of networking event that he's doing that costs quite a bit of coin to be in the room. I think it's like a weekend event though. Like you get access to, there's a brunch and then there's access. There's supposed to be other people there. They haven't listed who those other people are.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing. Just, people are, very important people. You want to be in the room. These people are supposed to get access to all these things. And it's basically a weekend of whining and dining and stunting and the hopes and prayers that you might get to a corner of time set aside with Rick Ross amongst all these other people who have paid to pray for their corner of time with Rick Ross. So and people are really like debating if this would be valuable for them. Like if they would individually, with all of the randomness of the businesses of this particular group, they are debating if this would be a good look for them. Simply, shoot, somebody in the room could be like I'm gonna get hold of somebody in that room, but what if you don't though?
And you know what?
So that type of investment.
Here's the other thing I'm going to say, that I think that as an entrepreneur, we have to be like, you have to do it like know where you are. So for me to pay for, and I could be wrong, but this is my opinion. Like if I'm not making six figures, I'm not ready for the room with the 7-figure people. I feel like I need to get down the 6-figure process, and then let me go to the 7-figure. So let me go to that. Let me have that conversation. Let me understand customer service, product, how to, distribute product distribution, accounting, finance, like tax code on that level before I could then jump all the way into, because to me, that is like, you're setting yourself up for failure, because you can't manage one person right now. And you think that you're going to be able to manage 50 tomorrow? Like there are some skills that it takes to develop. And again, I'm not saying it's not impossible. There are definitely exceptions to the rule. But I think anybody who's run a business will tell you that it's completely different managing 10 people or one person than is 10 people. And it's completely different going from 10 to 100. Your time is different. The way your day is structured, like all of things, disciplines have to be different. Processes have to be different. But if I can't figure out how to do this 10 right, I'm going to drown when I get to this 100. So yeah, I'm fine with, like, I want to be around them to get their wisdom. Like I want to be around Ross to get the wisdom. I want to be around you, but if I can't afford that,
right, that's a risk that I cannot take right now. I'm not ready for that risk.
I'm gonna go over here with these 6-figure people, and I'm gonna master that, and then I'm gonna take what I get from there, and I'm gonna go over here to the side.
Kevin Hart said it's the simple, like checkings and savings. When he was out hanging out and he realized, look, I got to move from a checking to my savings and my savings to my like. If you still doing that, you need not be in the room with folks with money markets and brokers and accountants where they got to make a call to get, like, that's not your room yet. You want to listen to their TED Talks. You do not want to risk your last 6 months profit margins to go physically put yourself in a room so you can shrink into all the corners because you are not ready to have those conversations.
I always say, lose at the level that you can afford.
There you go. So it's not about you got to risk it all, and you have to risk it all within the level of some reward possibility. Like we risk ourselves out of any possibility of any type of reward or recoupment, and that's often where I check out. So this would be one of them, good and damn well. You should have took that damn check.
Taking that money, I'm gonna take that money. I'm telling you, listen, in my mind, I'm paying my student loans paid off.
Let James come home and say he had dinner with Jay-Z or a check, and he took dinner. Bruh. Bruh. There's no level of understanding I believe I'm gonna be able to have after that. Like
I might understand. I don't know if
I'm nope.
What I do know is it's gonna be somebody gonna be sleeping on the couch unless you can go in that studio and get me 500,000.
Right. Unless it came back with you got a verse in that phone, bro. Like if he didn't spit it at the table, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to.
Is he on your next single? What's what
yes, like no.
What we doing? Yeah, that was.
He still could have put something on it. Like, you didn't need to come back with the 500K, but I'm gonna need him to put something on it when you came back to the house.
That's what I'm saying.
If there was a
Give us a
discussion of
verse.
money.
Introduce you to somebody. Something. Give me something that we can make some money next week.
I know his Cash App good for it. He could have sent you something in the Cash App. He could have. I know it.
All right, let's do these confessions. So last was the last week, I think. Jazmine Sullivan's Instagram stories.
Oh Lord.
She put up a question. Or not even a question. She said, "Drop your confessions." And some of these confessions, ouch. So I'm gonna read a few of them. One confession was,
these are her confessions.
one person said, "I watch a video of me and my ex sexing right before me and my current babe do it just so I get mine." Another one said, "Tell me a secret you never tell your partner." She says, "I know that he cheated, but I'm saving that info in case I get caught cheating."
I'm gonna say a lot of folks do this. That logic is sound for a lot of folks. That's when you got to figure out what it's.
Yeah, I think she said on that one, multiple people sent that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know if another secret was, I didn't know if our baby was his at first. Another one says, we renting in a house I bought 4 years ago. He doesn't know, he just deposits rent money every month.
Zillow is for everybody, bro. Like, I don't understand how this happened.
You ain't looking. He ain't looked. That's all.
But if you looked for this house together, like, how did this?
She was like, "Hey, don't you like this house? Let's get this one." He was like, "All right, cool, whatever.
Whatever.
All right, that's cool. You like it?
Oh,
All right."
tink.
Yeah, another one says, "I want him to bust in me, but I don't want him to be a single father." Okay. I think he's a little bit ugly, like his mom, and I'm glad we don't have kids together.
If my mama is still listening to this, I know she is dying right now based on the conversation we had at the shop this weekend. She is. I feel you, mama. I feel you. Point.
Another one said, "I save his sperm once a month just to have it. I might be a little obsessed with him."
See, listen, and y'all know I dabble on the little witchy side, but I'm gonna pass on this one. I'm a pass on this one. I'm cool on the collection of that monthly, just cause.
Yeah, just because she gotta ain't good after the month. This one, I was a part of a train that was ran on his sister. On her, no, I was part of a train that was ran on her sister.
Ouch.
Yeah, this one, she says she got 2 of these. I've been with his dad while me and him were talking.
Oh, I could absolutely see that happening. I could see that happening. Yes. Especially because women are often in the clubs long before the we can get in the clubs before younger men can get in the clubs. So we have access to the daddies long before the sons. Or interest. We have access and are in the same spaces with the daddies long before we are in the same spaces with the sons. You can see that happening. Mm-hmm.
I used to F the dog S out of my wife's hairstylist, doing her hair for 11 years now.
Child, these barbers and hairstylists be getting down through there, Lord. The last few weeks, it has been a bad rotation for the cosmetologists. Like, yeah, it's not good in the hood for this profession right now. Yeah.
I used to F my pastor.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about that all the time. That's no confession. Color me shocked.
This is weird. This one is weird. I want to suck his feet, but I'm scared he's gonna find it weird, so I do it when he's asleep.
Yeah, that it's very weird. Yep. Can you imagine?
I want to know how come he doesn't wake up.
Because she's sucking his toes. But
Yeah,
it's
I
something
mean,
about him. You know, you good there where you're not gonna be able to sleep through somebody sucking your toe. It does not happen. They're aware. Both of them weird. They both weird as hell.
I've never had my toes sucked, so I don't know how it feels. However, I think
You
if
couldn't sleep through it.
somebody touches my feet in my sleep,
Right there.
I feel it. So sucking them,
Yeah, you ain't gonna sleep through it.
what the
Multiple times?
I might have kicked you. I'm gonna accidentally kick you as a reflex. So
There
I'm
you
like,
go. Yep.
yeah.
That's what would happen. That's weird. They're both weird. Because he's sitting there letting her sneak around and do it. And yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That was enough.
So yeah, I read these and I was like, hey, we need to. I don't. You can sleep. Wait, you can sleep through your toes being sucked? How?
Ooh, Stephanie.
How?
That's some fortitude sleep, sis. That's some serious sleep.
I sleep hard, but I don't think I sleep that hard.
Yeah, my mom was not a feet person. Not at all.
I'm a heavy sleeper, but I don't know if I'm that heavy. Yeah, I thought these were. I was like, wow, wow. I had to make a phone call. Like, hey, I was like, I made it. You got something to tell me?
You got some confessions?
You got something to tell me when you talk about something real quick? Because I just
It's a trip. It's a trip where people will confess or create to confess in these types of situations.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. But I don't doubt some of these at all. Like I can see a lot of these happening.
Any of them?
Yeah.
I don't doubt any of them. The only one the toe sucking one was like
The one that was the weirdest to me. The most unlikely was the toe sucking. But I could see all of the others probably. I could probably pick at least two people out of my Rolodex, mental Rolodex that would have aligned with at least one of them. Mm-hmm. All of them. I mean, like I know two people that would have hit every one of those. Somebody would have qualified.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So it just, I think, I don't know. I don't even know what to think because I'm like we're out here wanting. I use your word. We're wanting forever, but like if this the stuff we doing, are we really expecting to find it? Are we really doing the things that are necessary to do it? And I get not everybody has these types of confessions, but I'm sure there's enough of them.
And that might not be to this degree, but there are times where people were not proud to be who they were in that situation. And and we're getting way too comfortable moving in our not proud spaces.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think we all have things we're not proud of, but to be okay with it, or like I couldn't even see myself like I don't want Jazmine Sullivan to know about what I did, let alone
just in case you remember.
You know what I mean? Just like somebody like, hey, I seen that. Was that you? I know that sounded like. So I just or like the.
Right. That's another thing, Stephanie. Like you think your partner don't know everybody on there better be on a burner account because as soon as that scroll hits it, because these posts go viral fast. That's why I added they either confess or create these types of situations because whenever celebrities do this in their stories, these things instantly go viral because as soon as they reshare them, like everyone, you can reshare it happens. So if your screen name is up there, the people know you'll confess to the world, Craig, the world. Nope.
Yeah. No.
These kids talk a lot too. We've learned that too. They don't know what secrets are. These children talk too damn much.
Right. Yeah, but we no. I was just
babies would never. No, I'm playing.
I'm 70s. I'm still in the 70s.
Yeah.
We definitely don't.
You wouldn't. I mean, y'all are grandfathered into that. Like y'all haven't.
Listen, we what was what do we used to say? In essence, was we was gonna die with this secret. The secret is gonna die. Like it's going to die with me. I'm never. I'll never tell.
I'm a vault. I tell folks all the time, it's safe. Either I'm gonna forget that you told me, or it's just I ain't got no reason to say it to nobody else. I'm good for forgetting. Like if it's something that you just got to get off your chest, and you just wanted to proof, you just need to say it to somebody. I'm probably the best person to do it to, because if it holds no, especially if we're not gonna talk about it again. Oh, honey, please. Like
I'm like, why we? Again, I'm always why we don't. If it holds no weight, why? And like you said, I'm thinking, how do you manage to stay in relationship with somebody like that? With that, but yeah.
What you got? What's next?
Yeah, let's keep going.
We ain't got no confessions. That's it, and that's all for that. Like
So you got something to confess?
I do not.
Neither do I. Mm-hmm. Thought this was an So it says every 16-year-old boy should be taken on a field trip to family court to sit in on some divorce hearings so they know what happens to the 50% of men that go through the divorce machine.
Yeah. I disagree. I disagree with the extreme of going directly to divorce court. I am fine with having teenagers, men and women alike, young men and women, go and see what it's like to thank you. Yes, he does. To go in and see what it looks like in family court, what it looks like to determine custody, what it looks like to determine child support, what it looks like from the man and woman's perspective of going and putting all your business out there in family court when it comes to deciding what co-parenting looks like. I think that is the most, if we're going to speak to something, to a fear, I think that's something that reaches to that age group more than marriage and divorce and telling them that that's how they'll end up. I think if we teach teenagers how to communicate, how to have better conflict resolution, and give them healthier examples of what it looks like to actually know what it is that they want and be able to stand on those things, we wouldn't have the frustrations that we have in relationships. But we don't teach those things. We do fear tactics for teenagers instead of actual life skills. But no, I don't agree with this at all. No.
So, as someone who's been to family court, I understand. I understand the logic of having to go through this as saying that this is something that young men need to go through, because telling young men that having children with a woman who you don't want to marry with, or just sleeping around with people, sleeping around is not good, for a lot of us did not work. I mean, I can honestly say both of my parents were very, very good about saying that's not something you want to do. There are consequences to this. There's responsibility that you're not ready for at this age, yada, 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 yada. And I was like, okay. And the first time a woman walked past me, I was like, ooh, didn't, they all that went out the window. So I get trying to figure out a different way to show young men that there's more responsibility that's included in this decision. And so you need to be thinking through this, and that a lot of times for men, for boys, we have to feel punishment before we actually take it into consideration. So, sometimes saying stop doesn't work. Like, you got to touch the stove before you realize the stove is hot. And so I think that gets us, that the idea is to do that, is to say, to show you, like, this system does not in general favor men. And but I think I get that. I do think that there are other ways that you could that you can do this, like showing them. Like, I have conversations with men, like, hey, if you do this, if you get divorced, this is what happens to your paycheck. This is what happens to, like, and give them, you can give them that scenario and say, hey, this is, the experience. My tell people my personal experience. My experience has been A, B, C, X, Y, Z. And so if this is not something that you're prepared to do, because I think a lot of times we think, oh, that's just for them. That's not something that affects us, or, this is for dudes who don't want to be in a kid's life, not people who actually, like, we have all of these things in our mind that kind of say that it's not going to happen to us, when the reality is it's going to happen if you do put yourself in this situation, or if this situation is something that you're put in, you're not going to get treated any different. So I think there's different ways we could do it, as well as teach better ways to pick a partner.
Right. This should be in context. I hope this was possibly a part of a thread, maybe, like trying to give a benefit of the doubt of other, potential ways for us to, create a different type of understanding in young people or something. I don't know. Y'all, I'm reaching because I really disagree with this. But, like, I just don't, I think that just with this basis, with the way that it comes across, it sounds like we're teaching to the wrong thing. You can teach to a consequence. You can teach about a consequence without framing it as though there is no way out of it. That say this is going to happen to over 50% of men. Like, that's putting 10 kids in a room and say 5 of y'all going to get divorced, 5 of y'all going to stay happily ever after. It just is what it is. That to a young one who is debating on what it is their relationship priorities look like, how they're framing what it is they're going to do with that next stage in life. If you're a numbers guy, to say half and half, like, why bother? To me, that would be easier for me to now go down that, hey, you know what? I just forget the whole playing about the relationships at all. I'm just going to do me, because that keeps me out of divorce court. And if I keep it strapped up, I also stay away from a baby. So this keeps me, this really doesn't apply to me, because I'm going to say, forget it all and just get mine. You know what I mean? Like, at 16, if we're talking about avoiding consequences.
Yeah, I think it depends. I can see some kids, some young men feeling like that. Again, I think all young men at 16 feel like, I'm invincible and it's not going to happen to me. So that part I don't think is I think is normal across the board. I just think that I think that starting it with saying, like, this is, right now the way we are doing relationships, out of the 10 of y'all, 5 of y'all would get divorced. I think that's a reality to say. So this is why we need to have these discussions. This is why, and as a part of you 5 who are going to get divorced, there is a process that you're going to go through. And that process can be, and go through it. Like, this is what the divorce process looks like. This is what the child support process looks like. This is what, so I think that we should talk about it. I think that we should talk about not just the court part of it, but the mental part of it that comes with it. Because I think that's the part that we don't talk about enough is.
Do you think that's an age appropriate conversation at 16, or is that more of a fresh into college or that age type of conversation?
I think with this age group, with this current
these kind of kids,
16 is fine. I mean, we're talking kids who are in the 4th and 5th grade having sex in the bathroom and and stuff like that. So I think it's good to say, look, again, there are consequences to your actions. And these are the long-term consequences. And so you might not be experiencing that right now, but understand, this is where it could go. And so I need you to be aware of what the system looks like. Right now, you have the luxury of being in my house. So in my house, you get shielded from certain things, but these are the things that come along. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what it looks like. And yes, and so I want you to see. Listen, this is the paycheck of of some brothers I know, or some, and
yeah.
I would agree with you too earlier to your point that I think that it definitely is something we need to talk about with young ladies, because there is an effect. Like as a man, we have to be honest. It says that part of our communal responsibility, or part of our awareness of where our sisters are, is to understand that a part of where they are is due to stuff like this. Yeah. So you want to come out there and find another that you eventually might want to settle down with, but this might be where she's coming from. So understand this is probably some of her hurt too. So it's just a lot of, I think to me, a lot of pieces of it that to be as open as possible, to be as responsible as possible, to be as aware as possible. I think it's just beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm absolutely a proponent for reality therapy. I think it just needs to be actual reality, and that is, the good, the bad, and what you play, the role that you play in all of that, that sometimes ish happens and you're going to have to roll with it. But what you do in that process has a lot to do with, your outcome has a lot to do with you also. So, yep. That was a good one. I'm glad you threw that one in there, because I think a lot of people, especially in our generation, come from a very fear-based curriculum. Mm-hmm. A lot of the life lessons we were taught were fear-based, and it didn't really do us the service that I think it thought it.
Yeah, I mean, temporarily.
It had its benefits, but it didn't really. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was a temporary, like, oh, okay, but then once that wore off, we was buck. Mm-hmm. We was buck. So
fear doesn't equal understanding. Understanding is what sticks. That because understanding settles. It settles in. You can apply it to different things. You can relate it to different things. When it pops up, you can apply this thing goes here. But when it's fear-based, you can only, a lot of the times you only pull from that response when presented with that specific situation. Mm-hmm. I think when we're willing to have those types of different types of conversations and present different solutions and really think about how our kids are being presented with things, it helps us better prepare them with solutions, as opposed to, damn, if I do this, I know mom and dad, like, it's more consequences out there than just your parents being pissed off at you about something. Right. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of the times for us growing up, that was the consequence.
That was it.
My mom, that was it. Like, there were all that other stuff. I can figure that out, but I'm not going home and dealing with, you know what I mean? So, and that really was not enough, because then as soon as we get out from under our parents and that fear goes away, we still get hit with those consequences that we never really were able to discuss, that we were able really to compute that this is what that means. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think
it teaches us critical thinking. That's what it teaches us.
Yeah.
The difference between critical thinking and a fear-based response.
Fear-based response. Yep.
Absolutely. So, why birth control is a two-way street? So why aren't more men considering a vasectomy?
I was actually very, I want to say surprised, but then I also had to remember the age group of the men of our group, and then I wasn't so surprised. But I was glad to hear that it was so accepted. Like, there were quite a few men in the group that have had this procedure done and would recommend it to anyone who knows for sure that they don't want to make children. Period. Absolutely. Either at all or more or ever again. You know what I mean? Like, wherever you fall, there's it's.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is the fear of, like, first of all, we don't know what it is. And when we do realize what it is, it's the idea or the fear of, does your stuff still work right?
Yeah, it ain't gonna work no more.
It ain't gonna work, or it ain't gonna work right, or it ain't gonna work. And then once you realize, like, that's stupid. That's not the truth. It works perfectly fine. It's like
it's a lot more fun now.
It's like the machine. It's like the machine when you go to the eye doctor. It's a slightly puff of air gonna hit your eye. It's just it's no different.
Are you serious right now?
You just shouldn't like. That's it. It's just. He's like, it's a lightly puff of air. He's like, boom. He was like, there wasn't no light puff of air.
I'm gonna fight you. When I see you, I'm gonna fight you. I was not ready for the puff of smoke in your eye. Oh my god.
It's just, we think that it's just gonna like break our stuff, and it doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
You know. So I actually think that more men are now considering it. Especially when I see like a lot of them are in our age range and older. Mm-hmm. Yes. I think, like I said, when I was younger, the idea of I'm not letting them cut on me. But then I think as we start to see some of like the side effects of birth control, that we're seeing more and more ladies who can't take them for other reasons, for several reasons. It's like, well, let me go ahead and handle that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I think it's really dope when men do it out of love for their wives or spouses, because women have been going through it for a very long time with birth control, and a lot of women take birth control for a lot of reasons that are not related to not having babies. You know what I mean? So like the effects, the long-term effects, the different types and levels of effects that these medications that honestly, y'all, they're testing on us in real time. Like the birth control, like some of the things that have been put in these, it's just crazy. If you read the doctor's papers on some of the experiences that a lot of these women have gone through just by trying to regulate cycles, by trying to stay out of pain, by trying to keep their weight together, hormone, all those things. So to hear a man say, listen, enough of this, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I understand that this is taking the potential to take your body through this is not worth it to me. I'm going to do this so that you don't have to, because it's no chemicals being involved. Like there's none of that that's being swapped out for, when a vasectomy happens. And it makes a huge difference for the quality of life for a lot of women. So in addition to just being responsible for the fact that you just don't want kids and that's not something that you want, you know what I mean? It makes it so that you can still do what you do and not have to worry about that other, but to know that that decision is also being made in care of someone else, I just think is really dope. And I was very impressed. It's probably not the right word, but I think y'all get what I'm trying to say, by how quickly and how unwavering the men who were for it, and the men who weren't honestly were like, I don't have any kids yet. You know what I mean? So like until I've had kids, like I get it. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense.
Yeah,
makes all the sense. So yeah, I'm not for it because I yet to have a child, sir. Do you, sir? Like that I could carry on. Go forth and prosper.
Yeah, you're not in that season of life. Cool.
Exactly.
But if you're done,
be done. Why not? Be done. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Let's see what's next.
Yeah, we could, and it can be reversed. Yeah, because even with tubal ligations, which is the medical term for getting your tubes tied, they say that we could get it reversed, but it's rare that works. And it's safe at the same time. Like you can have one done and then you damn near die trying to have the baby because it's rough.
It's tough.
So
yeah.
I was here for this, and I'm here for more forms of male birth control. I am.
We got to talk about that.
Yeah, I just think it should be on more people than just men having a condom and the woman having all this day to day. I think we should have other ways to do this, where we've held the responsibility of this for a very long time. I think it's time to spread that.
I think it would depend. I think you would have a harder sell on that with men than vasectomy.
Yeah. For birth control?
Depending on what type it was, yeah.
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 Which sucks. That's a privileged space.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. So the question I asked on this is Dion good for HBCUs. So Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, is of course the head football coach at Jackson State University. This weekend, what you're looking at is a picture of how the young men got off the plane. So for context, what happened was Deion Sanders wanted them to look nice and professional, and so Michael Strahan, who has a line of suits, in a partnership with Men's Warehouse, does custom designed suits for the entire football team at Jackson State University.
Okay.
Yeah. And so my question was not just because for the purpose of the suits, but this game, this Jackson State FAMU game was on ESPN. We're seeing a lot more conversation around HBCUs, sports, HBCUs in general. We're seeing a lot more celebrities. They had, different other, celebrities at the game. So my question was, is Deion Sanders good for HBCU? That's what I want to know.
So far, it's looking like it. It's looking like it. We have to own the fact that our culture likes to be seen. We like a show. We like a spectacle. It is one of the things that we also love very much about our HBCUs. So if at some point, and we've also been real and understood that HBCUs need help with rebranding, with spreading the love across all of the HBCUs as opposed to just the top few. And I think adding the faces that have been added, like aren't both of Shaq's, both of his college kids are at one of the Texas schools. They both signed.
I don't know about. I know one of them did.
His daughter and his son. His daughter is also. I think she plays volleyball. I don't think she plays ball, but she plays volleyball. With the same school. So like they are actively recruiting and they are seeking out HBCUs, and I'm saying they meaning celebrities, those with influence, those that folks want to be seen with, and with that they bring their alumni dollars. It happens in the predominantly white institutions all the time. So I would be remiss to sit here and say that this man and his money and his crew with his money and their mentorships and access and influence are not good for our kids. Like I would be crazy if I sat up here and said that. I want them to give them all of the things. I want these babies to get the opportunities, to get the views, to get the access, and all of those things that all of the other kids are getting everywhere else. It is time. There's so much talent that's been sitting just marinating in these schools, just waiting to be seen. So yeah, show out for these kids. Yes, keep the suits coming. I need everybody. But Strahan, do your thing, bro. Like make that. I love that man. Like I am a big Michael Strahan fan. Couldn't tell you ish about him and his football career, but like what I've seen from him as he has moved into this different space, dude is a stand-up dude. Like I rock with him. He stands on what he like. I like Michael Strahan. I really do. So to find out he was the one who did this with these suits was dope. And I take that ish on the road. I'm sure the LU team needs some suits and they would look fly.
Absolutely. They also did Deion did one today, interview today. Yeah, it was an article today talking about he's charging all of the HBCUs to put the kids' last name on the back of their jerseys. He's like, these kids are working hard. Family, they're working hard to be on these teams. They're sacrificing. The parents want to be able to recognize their kids. Put the name on the jersey.
Do the other colleges have their kids' names on their jerseys?
Some colleges do, yeah.
Some do, okay.
Some do, some don't.
You see how much college football I watch, right?
Yeah, it just depends. It depends on the school. But again, I think that what he's doing is he is making. So it's like either you get money, have money to make people see you, or you make noise to see it for people to see you. And I think Deion is making enough noise where now you have to pay attention to. He's doing the thing that we keep saying we want our celebrities to do. Like you became a celebrity, now come back and help your people, and he's doing that. So I think he's very, very good for HBCUs. Especially the other part of it is when oh, by the way, he also said if they couldn't afford to put their names on the back of the jerseys, he would pay for them.
I bet he would. Yeah, like do it. Just get the baby's name. Like it's a something.
No.
You know how important our names are to us.
I mean, the whole conference, like every school in their conference, he's like, I'll pay for it. I'll send y'all. So yeah,
because your name is important. Being your recognition is important. They getting ready to start paying these children. Paying these kids.
They already are.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So yes, I need to be able to say, that's my baby. Who baby number this thing? You see that? That's my baby right there. You know what I mean? Yes. Put the names on the jersey.
So I think he's doing that again. I think the
elevate the standard.
I think that exactly. I think the standard that he's raising is good because he also talked about how the facilities aren't as good, and so now he's out in the community. So I think it would be good if every HBCU had a Deion Sanders.
Yeah. But I think there will be. I don't think this will be the end of this. There's a lot of moves being made that we don't hear about until it's voila magic. Deion don't do nothing quiet. So, I'm not at all shocked that he is this vocal about it, and that's necessary. You need those silent moves and you need those loud moves. That way, when it all boom, 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 you'd be like, damn, they moving. Yes, they are. Things are happening, and it's time because we playing catch up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd like for them to tap into their resources as men, especially of the past pro athletes, and it's time. Teach those boys how to really, really flourish in that game so they can be the next LeBrons and the ones that are, building schools and building empires and doing more than just the game. We've always been hearing about being more than just the game. Teach the kids how to be more than the game because we have an interest. It's your communities they coming from that they're going back to.
Yep.
We have a vested personal interest in these schools.
Absolutely.
I love it. So yeah, Deion is good he's good for the game. It's good for the game.
I thought the only thing I think, and I know we got to move on, is I was wondering if they were going to try to do to him like they did to like LeVar Ball. Kind of like blackball him for being too loud or talking too much, because last year, towards the end of last football season, there were a lot of the coaches in the SWAC who were like, we don't like him. They were, we don't want him. We don't like him. We don't think he's good for us. And now I think some of them, not all, are like, hey, he like you said, he's just making noise so we can get some attention. He's not making noise so we can,
have contention.
Yeah, so I think they're now starting to do that, but there's definitely some jealousy there amongst the ranks. But
yeah, and that's with anything. If anytime they're succeeding to happen and a change of ranks to happen, there's going to be some murmurs. There's going to be some drama. But I think if everyone, and that's the thing that makes us different from them a lot of the times. When you come together for a greater good, we don't have to be besties, but we all have a vested interest in the big thing. You know what I mean? We all spending this money for a goal. It's not about how I personally feel. And I think that is what, if you brought up LeVar, I'm going to record. You brought up Brother Ball, okay? Because y'all know how I feel about your boy. But the difference was he was very clear, always upfront about his interest was always only he and his boys. And if everybody else happened to benefit in addition to him and his boys doing okay, fine, but that's not why I'm here. I think at some point Deion probably got in the rooms with those people and showed that this is good for all of us. These moves help bring vision to all of us. We can all gain, and then probably positioned it so that everyone could see that benefit. So yeah, I might not like dude. He won't be at my barbecues every weekend. You know what I mean? We ain't vacationing, but when it comes to making moves and making magic happen, he's getting the email. You know what I mean? I'm inviting him to the party because he gets it done. So that I think that's the difference and why he'll continue to be able to move.
Besides the SWAC championship game or the certain specific classic, you weren't seeing Black college football on ESPN.
No, not at all. Not at all. No. I love it. I told Adrian if Langston has their if homecoming happens, I need him in the car with somebody. I need you head down to Langston. I need you to get that experience this year, sir. Because Rose ain't having homecoming like Langston is having homecoming. Get on down that highway. Like I want him to see that. So yeah.
It's a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, then let's go. Donda. Let's Donda versus. I don't even think I have a thing for it either.
Drake
Versus Drake. No, tell us what happened. Go ahead, tell the people what happened.
Okay, yeah, because I can recap this one real quick. So Donda released finally, I believe 2 weeks ago, because Drake released last Friday. So Donda released Friday before last, on Sunday before last. It was not a Friday. It happened on a Sunday. Snuck in on us. There's no cover art if you're looking for it. Just search Donda. If you see the black square, that's it. So it released. Everybody was yay, it's out, and then everybody was like, wait, what? You know, there was quite a few folks that paused, and the jury is still very much out on the Kanye record, myself included. And there are some that think it's his best work ever. Like, it is amazing. They couldn't wait to hear it. They love all the tracks. It's a banger from beginning to end. Okay. Then next week, Drizzy Drake. Oh wait, no, before. It was also released that Kanye says that he was not ready for it to release when it did release. He actually wanted it to release alongside Drake, but Universal covers both of them, and I heard that did not fly. So they snuck it in on that Sunday. That's partially, I think, possibly why we got a Sunday release as opposed to a Friday release, because we have been teased about this album for months now. Kanye has done multiple album release parties all over the globe. I mean, all over the countryside. And it's been a whole PR thing. So we've been waiting on this album, and it was time because Drake needed to happen, which happened on Friday. Drake released Certified Lover Boy on this past weekend, and the people have gone completely bananas. Drake is back on the scene. Drake is amazing. Drake is this, Drake is that. And I did happen to listen to this album. It was a decent album. It is one that I was telling Dre, like, I need my headphones in. This is one I'm also have to do the headphones and like really process the bars and things. But yeah, it's actually showing to be one of the best-selling releases across all streams within the weekend. Yeah, number one, like, it is breaking records. Kanye broke records, but I do not believe they are the records that Drake broke. And in addition to all of that, Drake, while we're talking about this now more than anything, and the comparisons are happening, it's because Drake took it upon himself, because he done heard down through the grapevine there was a diss track that did not quite make it to the Donda release. So your boy went on out here and released the diss track, his own. It was a diss track, Kanye and somebody else, I'm getting ready to tell you, dissing him. Drake released his own diss track, okay? That was Yeezy and Andre 3000, who we have not heard in 3,000 Days and Nights, and that we have literally been begging to hear music from. That's the song. Let me find the name of it, because I hadn't heard it until right before the show. It is called Life of the Party. If you guys want to YouTube it and find it, it is with Kanye and Andre 3000. Now, be prepared. This is not your average diss track. Dre did not understand that the assignment was diss track. Okay, right. Yeezy did not share with Dre 3000 that this was going to be a diss track. And he came out and said as much. He told the people, hey, I didn't know all that. Like, I thought we was talking about mamas. And if you listen to the verse that Andre 3000 put on this track, it was a beautiful verse, and it was very Andre 3000-esque about his mama now. Okay, it was his people that he lost his mom in 2013. It's basically a letter to Miss Donda about his mom, and he's also speaking to his mom. Okay, and then here you come with Yeezy and all this extra where he goes in on Drake. So Andre has come out later on and is like, hey, this is not what I was here for. Was not under the, did not understand it was going to be a diss track. I actually wanted to also be on Certified Lover Boy CD. So, like, he's a fan of all of these guys and was not trying to be a part of none of this mess. But this is currently what we are discussing. We are discussing this diss track. We are discussing the comparison of the albums. Do we like it? Do we not like it? Is there growth? There's also been some controversy. I mean, some conflicting opinions regarding the Drake release. They're also questioning if there has been growth in this album. So I don't know if this is just the age thing that's starting to come in as far as what is growth at this stage of the rap game for our actor. I mean, for our artists. That's kind of what I started the question after hearing the feedback from both projects and how completely different they both are. For us to have that consistent feedback from both of them makes me wonder, what does growth really look like after you've been in the game this long, when we've literally grown up in the game?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Very interesting. But that's kind of the nutshell, the very, very condensed version of what I've gathered.
And there's something about somebody released the address and.
Oh yeah, we're so the jury is out on where this beef really came from. Someone who's more hip into the gossip of the hip hop community, please let me know. But I think that Drake and Kanye's beef originated from how Drake used to come for the Kardashians and them, like how it was always in the verses and dropping all that, and then Yeezy went out and wiped Kim, and then that was a whole thing. But it's also said that Drake released Kanye's address, I think, out for the people.
The other way, because
the other way around.
In the diss track, Drake says something about, since you released my address, give it to your driver and make it your destination or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they've been going back and forth with these little man slaps for quite a while now, and I just want them to get it over with already.
Part of me
feels either one of them is like, neither one of them are fighters or gangsters or like none of that. So like, I'm thinking, where's this going? I'm like that meme that's like that gift. It's like,
that's why I listen. Drake used to have sex with Kim. Oh, I didn't know.
There you go. Okay.
So I also feel like part of me feels like this is all just one big publicity stunt to sell the streams and to keep them relevant. But yeah, because I was like, why would he release his diss track?
That's what I visualized, Stephanie. That's exactly what I visualized. I hate this kind of stuff, especially for me. It just feels so petty. Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I just don't it just didn't make sense. I'm like, this is dumb. This has to be it. I'm hoping this is I am hoping this is a PR stunt, because to me it's just dumb. And then just the same thing, like Sinead just said, like, why would you wait till now to defend Kim when y'all supposed to be getting divorced? So
he's been defending Kim though. Like he's been defending Kim. I still don't know what all that's about. I think that's weird. That's Kim's cry. I don't understand that whole thing. Like I'm not gonna speak on it. That's a whole nother segment for them. But I don't think they genuinely like each other. But I also think neither one of them are gonna shy from a good PR stint.
True.
So it could very well be something that has been orchestrated, but I don't think they like each other. Like I don't see later on we're gonna see a duo. I don't see them coming together for I just don't see it. I don't see it happening.
I just think it's just strange. I'm like,
the maturity level would have to be there for them to come back together and have like grown man collaboration.
But I mean, like, why? I mean, I guess like I'm not gonna let nobody I wouldn't let anybody harm my ex-wife.
No.
But if somebody diss her on the record and we divorced, like.
But they've been dissing Kim in records long before they got divorced.
Everybody has been dissed. Like everybody. A lot of people have been dissing Kim for years. The Kardashians for at least a decade now. So that's what I'm saying. But why now? I think that's the thing that makes it very public relation-y. It's like, you're waiting till now, or is it, like I said, you just needed some more fuel to add to this media storm to help, kick up more sales? So I don't know.
I found it fun. I found it really funny that Drake took it, but I also heard that he was sharing this song at the album release party. So like Kanye started this gangsta-ish. He started this by sharing this diss track on the during the album releases, and then did not put it on the actual album. So then Drake was almost like, oh no, you was talking all that, just say what you said so we can go and get it out here. So I think that was how that happened, possibly, not really sure. But again, it could all be for fun and games, and then we all sitting back like, for real, like, okay, here we go. Which again would be some of that that old stuff to me. Like I'm just they're because I just don't see them as these tough guys. Like neither of these guys need diss tracks. So I was telling Drake, because that's what the thing that the old Drake for me is like college Drake, like the Drake that girls like. Drake is not a gangster rapper. Like he is not hard. He don't put no fear in nothing. So that's the old Drake for me. You know, folks want when they say, oh, easy, they want 808s and heartbreaks and the bops and that kid. I'm not really interested. He's 40 something years. Like I don't want that from him. I just want music to be clean. I mean, not clean, but just like all this other stuff. Like the end even of this diss track was weird as hell. If you listen to the end of the diss track, you're like, bro, what? Like, what are you even doing right now? So like that, I want cohesive Kanye. Like I want coherent Kanye. That's old Kanye for me. That's what I want. And like for Drake, I want Drake to stop trying to be hard. Like go to the gym, but chill out, bro. Like put on a Method Man tee and let's do. I mean, dude, put your tight. Let's be cute. I don't need you to be trying to fight and do. This is not.
Y'all are not thugs. Sorry.
Nobody asked for this. Nobody asked for this from either of them.
You're not thugs, sir. Like I said, if this was Ice Cube or not even Ice Cube, because he old now. But you know what I mean? Like
he ain't even doing all this. Yeah.
But no.
That's why I say, what does growth look like in this game now? Because we obviously here for the older rap. Like we're not canceling you after you hit 40. We're still into rap. We still love rap, and we're obviously not here for whatever's happening right now. So they got to figure it out. But we do need to pinpoint what growth for this genre looks like, because it's all over the place right now. We're trying to become mumble rappers, and that does not work for us.
I was going to say, what you better not do is become a mumble rapper. That's what you better not do.
Right. So we need to have the coalition need to come together and decide what the culture wants for the 40 and up rappers.
We want, like you said, good beat. Give us some grown people problems that we can
make it make sense.
And literally, you could even throw in a couple of some party joints, but we ain't trying to fight.
I agree, Mike. Jay-Z is a perfect example of growth. They were not questioning growth when he did 444. They were not questioning growth. They were giving it all of the accolades for showing growth. Like this is what we want to see. We love to see it. I agree. And even if you're not a Jay-Z fan, you found something about that album to see. Like, all right, I see what he. There's a message. There was, it was well put together. I agree.
Yeah, you respected it. Yeah,
but everybody can't be Jay, so we have to figure out a plan that allows everybody to be who they are, but grow.
You know what? And so I'm halfway, and I know we got to go. I am halfway through Donda, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I think it's like 22 songs on there, so I think I'm like around 10. I like maybe 3 of them so far. I'll say, have you listened to it?
Like, you further than me. I think I got to like 5, and I had to
listen. I had to have a whole moment. Like, I had to say a prayer listening to the opening.
I told you, I skipped that. You got like 7 seconds of that, and I was on to the next. Like,
what? I was like, oh, the blood of Jesus. What is going on?
Straight up.
Yes. I was like, what? That was
weird. I know a spell when I hear it. I know a spell when I hear it, and you will not.
I was like, what is that? Oh no, that was weird. Okay, but there was some songs that I was like, yes, I liked it. Okay, yes, keeping this one. Yes, I'm keeping this one. But there was some I was like, nah, you missed me with that one. Yeah, you missed it. And so I need to listen to the rest of it. And I haven't heard any of Drake's, but I'm sure I will next week or so.
Yeah, I told you, Shana, I skipped. You got 7 seconds of Donda, and I was over with. Okay, I see where this is going.
I was just like,
and it almost got the whole album canceled. I said, okay, now. And I got to about 5, and I just couldn't make it come together for me. So I said, this is about to give me an anxiety attack. Like my mental can't keep up with what's happening with this. Got to go.
I'm gonna have to check it. I'm gonna check it out, though. I'm gonna finish it. Maybe, I'll finish both of them, and then I'll go from there. But all right, good show tonight. Good show.
Yeah, I like our hot topic shows. They're always fun.
I agree.
What'd you say? What'd you ask me? Oh, I was going to say I don't have nothing else. I've talked too much, obviously. I have no closing comments. Y'all, elegancebydesign.com is where all of the amazing hair and skincare products are located, including this wonderful Blocked and Beautiful Braid Balm that is shown right here. You can get this product and use it for your twist, your ponytails, your locks, all of your sleeked back situations. This product is one of my naturalista's favorites. It allows you to transform your look, set your look, but not make your hair stone. Okay, like you can literally still brush through your hair when you're ready to brush through your hair with these products, and they are all natural. They smell amazing, and your hair is going to absolutely love them. They're perfect for the little ones all the way up to you and I. So go to elegancebydesign.com, design with the Z, and be sure and slide that on in your cart. Okay? Have a good week, y'all.
Y'all join us tomorrow on the Clubhouse. Yeah, so tomorrow on Clubhouse, the scoop on Clubhouse, we're talking about, can we have both? Can we have both a great relationship and a great career? You know, we talk a lot about, you have to have both, or how difficult it is to have both. So not so much just we're going to talk about, can you have both? And if you can, or if you want to attempt to, what things need to happen, what conversations need to be had, how do we keep everybody in some form of balance, or if that's what you want to call it, but to be able to attempt to do this. So join us tomorrow at 7 o'clock, like that, at 7 o'clock
Right.
Eastern on the Scoop on Clubhouse. So join us for that.
Y'all see what he did, right? Y'all see he got me on the Tuesdays and the Wednesdays now. Y'all see? Mm-hmm. I just wanted to go on the record, even if it's after the fact. I'm going on the record that.
Listen, I'm just glad I got you on Clubhouse. So let's start there. But you like it? It's actually pretty good.
I do. I enjoy it very much.
Yeah,
I like being able to think and not have to do all the other stuff. I can sit. I literally sit in here like with the light off, and I have my headphones on. And last week I was braiding. I was doing too much. Tomorrow night I'm gonna have myself.
I'm usually just sitting on the couch or
yeah,
on my balcony,
chopping it up with my people.
Yeah, all I gotta do is mute, unmute.
Right.
So, well, unless like I'm moderating and then I have to like bring people, it's much easier than this platform. That's for sure.
That's right.
You can't see my face, so you can't, like, I ain't gotta put on no clothes to do it. I could be sitting in whatever I feel like on Clubhouse. So yeah. So y'all.
So what we're saying is, it's a real easy, breezy, casual conversation, and y'all should come on over and join us. Okay, if I can do it and enjoy it, you absolutely can do it and enjoy it. You ain't even got to do nothing. Just listen. Like, we're doing all the work. Just come in and get in on this good conversation and listen to how we chatted through, because there's usually about 4 or 5 of us that get online and have a really good convo. It's been lots of fun. I've enjoyed it.
Me too. All right, that's all I got. Great show as always. I appreciate you for always providing good feedback. So I appreciate you more than you know.
Even when I cuss, y'all, he still manages to love me, even when I cuss.
Sometimes you do it when I can't. I'll be like, yes.
Oh, man.
Appropriate place for that right there. All right, so y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for your support. We will see y'all next Tuesday for another great show.
And would you take this long, sweet road and pull it together, baby?
Good night, Mama.